Introduction of C++. What is C++ programming? It's a general-purpose programming language. It has imperative, object-oriented, and generic programming features, while also providing facilities for low-level memory manipulation. It was designed with bias toward system programming and embedded, resource-constrained and large systems with performance, efficiency, and flexibility of use of its design. C++ has been found useful in many other contexts, with key strengths being software infrastructure and resource-constrained applications, including desktop applications, servers such as e-commerce, web search, or SQL service, and performance-critical applications such as telephone switches or space probes. C++ is a compiled language with implementation of it available on many platforms. Many vendors provide C++ compilers, including the Free Software Foundation, Microsoft, Intel, and IBM. C++ was developed by Bjarne Stroustrup at Bell Labs since 1979 as an extension of the C language, as he wanted an efficient and flexible language similar to C, which also provided high-level features for program organization. Many other programming languages have been influenced by C++, including C Sharp, D, Java, and newer versions of C. The object-oriented approach is a program paradigm based on the concept of objects, which may contain data in the form of fields, often known as attributes, and code in the form of procedures, often known as methods. The key ideas of the object-oriented approach are: first, abstraction is a technique for arranging complexity of computer systems. It works by establishing a level of complexity on which a person interacts with the system, suppressing the more complex details below the current level. Second, encapsulation is an object-oriented programming concept that binds together the data in functions that manipulates the data and that keeps both safe from outside interference and misuse. Data encapsulation led to the important OOP concept of data hiding. Second is polymorphism. Subtyping. A form of polymorphism is when calling code can be agnostic as to whether an object belongs to a parent class or one of its descendants. For example, a function might call makeFullName on an object, which will work whether the object is of class person or class employee. This is another type of abstraction which simplifies code external to the class hierarchy, enables strong separation of concerns. Lastly, inheritance. This allows classes to be arranged in a hierarchy that represent is a type of relationships. For example, class employee might inherit from class person. All the data and methods available to the parent class also appear in the child class with the same names. For example, class person might define variables first name and last name with method makeFullName. Let's start with short sample C++ program. As you can see in a yellow circle, this is what we call new style header. In C++, programs the header iostream is included. This header supports C++ style input or output operation. Iostream is to C++ what stdio.h is to C. Notice one other thing, there is no .h extension to the name iostream. The reason is that the iostream is one of the new style header defined by standard C++. New style headers do not use .h extension. The next line in the program is namespace. This tells the compiler to use the std namespace. Namespace are a recent addition to C++. A namespace creates a declarative region in which various program elements can be placed. Namespaces help in the organization of large program. The using statement informs the compiler that you want to use the std namespace. This is the namespace in which the entire standard library is declared. Next is main function. The main function is coded program startup after initialization of the non-local object with static storage duration. Notice that the parameter list in main is empty. In C++, this indicates that main has no parameters. This differs from C. In C, a function is that no parameter must use void in its parameters list. The next is comments. Comments are an important part of any programming language. They help the person writing a program and anyone else who must read the source file and understand what's going on. The compiler ignored all comments. Comments do not add to the file size or execution time of the executable program.